Dude! This is what I want! Everyone, so today I want to talk about what is the greatest One Piece theory of all time.
The Owazamono.
I'm so happy I finally got Enma!
Surprise, motherfucker. We love theories. Come on, spin me a story, asshole.
It's kind of like when you think about the possibility of, you know, Big Mom and Kaido just like banging. It's not at all what you want to think about.
Mommy milkers. Mommy milkers.
Oh!
Oh my god, I think I broke the chair.
He needs some milk!
Coach, how do you think the Kaido State Warriors are going to prepare for the next game?
What, like a magic 8-ball? Does this look like a magic 8-ball to you?
You go work on your f***ing shot. So when Brian throw the motherfucker, you make it.
How do you start the first quarter off with 30 points and then go over 20? How?
You only need to know me.
You're that guy, pal. Trust me. You're that guy.
I want Kara to join. Straight up. Not Kara. Oh god, no. Oh god, what have I done?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. Carrot. I'm gonna be straight up with you, bro. I don't give a f about Carrot. I really only like Nakamushi and Inu.
You know, the person who talks 90% of the show, maybe we should have a bit of mic. Well, I am the host.
So do y'all think there will be a small redemption arc for Carrot and Wano or afterwards?
I've accepted that Kinemon is going to be one of the stronger people we encounter in Wano. He's a very strong, clever man.
That is incorrect. Big Mom is actually the sexiest woman alive.
In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my top 10 waifus in One Piece. She was beautiful in pre-time skip. She's beautiful even now.
Yo, how is everybody doing? Let me make sure my mic is up. Yes, it is. How is everybody doing? My name is Silvers, and we are here for another Sniper Island sit down. Something that I'm trying to stay a little bit more consistent with. I really am. But before all of that, I know you just saw it. That was the trailer for the Reverie being hosted by Mr. Morge, one that I didn't know that I was going to be in. Trailer had me hyped. I hope it has everybody else hyped. Both me and my guest, the YouTuber formerly known as ZoroFanboy124. We both will be attending the Reverie this year, which again, July 17th. Zoro, what's up with the carrot take, man? What's going on with that carrot take?
Well, they did me dirty. All right, I did not actually say that in context. Okay, I would never ever. I'm telling you right now on your stream, I would never advocate for Carrot to join the crew. You know me. You know me. You know I have better taste in that, and I have a better quality of straw hats that I would put on the crew. Of course, Carrot's not on the list, you know. But you know, it is what it is. I didn't get done the dirtiest during the whole Reverie video. I think that Laz by far got the worst of it.
Ooh,
the jump shot,
the jump shots.
And the funny thing about it is, to this day, he's still in denial about how bad of a basketball player he is, despite the evidence to the contrary. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not LeBron James out here, but at least I'll admit it. Like, bro, I kind of suck. I can hit open jumper, but I'm not good at basketball. But Laz is like, yo, I did pretty good. Pretty solid.
Was that the
come on, Laz?
Was that the Comic-Con trip, or was that the LA? That
was LA. I wasn't there during that game, but I actually met up with them the day after, and we played with like Brago's group. It was me and my a group of people that I travel with like King of Lightning and Joe 10 and that group, and then like Brago and Laz and that group, and we, luckily there's not a lot of video evidence of us playing basketball because it was not very much better on my end, but I didn't embarrass myself like Laz. I'll say that much.
Around the time that you guys were tweeting about that trip, there were a few clips, Zoro. There were a few clips.
Show me evidence, or else it never happened.
But
I don't believe you.
But yo, if you don't know who he is, get your priority. If you don't know who Zoro is and you're on my channel, get your priorities together. My first appearance on YouTube was on the Grand Live Review, the Grand Live Chronicles. I was about to say the Grand Line Reviews. Ooh, wrong person.
Different person.
Completely different person. My first ever YouTube appearance was on the Grand Live Chronicles, and Zoro, you and George gave me some inspiration, gave me some. As a matter of fact, Zoro, you were one of my first like One Piece YouTubers that I've ever watched. It was you, Sawyer 7 Mage, and another one that I will not speak of on this channel. Just absolutely not. He provides a lot of codes for the community, or at least he used to. Or at least he used to.
Look. Name the person. You know, my account. You don't gotta.
I feel like I shouldn't. But yo,
I mean, sure.
Yo,
that means a lot, though. That means a lot. I appreciate that. I really do. It's a little. I'm uncomfortable taking compliments, so leave it to a minimum. But I appreciate that very much, man. You know. So Silver's always been a friend of the channel, and you know, I've always been, you know, wanting him to do more content. And I'm glad you're starting to be a little more consistent. I can help you put out some content because, you know, consistency is the key. I'm not one to talk about consistency because I'm not the best at it, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Hey, shouts out to JD Legend. He does a one-on-one that he just did with Brago where they were talking about how to make it as a YouTuber, and consistency is one of the key things.
It's the most important thing.
Straight up, absolutely. Even if you don't have the hottest takes, people will recognize your consistency and they will start to see your point of view. But yo, enough of the D rioting. No disrespect to JD or Brago. I need to get Jay back on here at some point. We got a few topics to go over. One of which is one that I know both me and Zoro are going to cringe at a little bit. It's the likelihood of her still being a Straw Hat, and what her role not only in the crew but for the rest of this arc will be, because I feel like I need to get a lot more slander for Carrot out there, simply because I have a video that I need to release by Monday on why Carrot is the most logical Straw Hat. Oh my God, no.
Clearly you believe that. Clearly you have a deep-seated evidence to support that.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah, apparently we're Team Furry now, so, you know, fuck it.
Tekken has converted me into the church. Another second topic is Zoro's swords post-Wano. More into, you know, what is Zoro done for this arc, which I think we both know he's not. That's just blasphemous. I mean, the man's coming back with the Senzu bean.
It's obvious, yeah.
Bounty predictions post Wano, the Reverie aftermath, the state of the world. A hot topic that I've been seeing a lot is Nika and Joy Boy, the connections between the two and their similarities. I actually have my own little idea on it, but we'll save it. And for anybody who watches the Sniper Island sit downs, the typical final topic, next arc predictions. So start off.
Next arc predictions.
You can't go wrong.
You really can't.
I'm still holding out for bounty hunters, but we have an emperor level crew at this point. Any bounty hunter who's willing to go after the Straw Hats.
Bounty hunters, come on.
Right? I mean, technically we did get a filler with the world's greatest bounty hunters who tried to mimic Frankie with soda technology and barrel. I hated that arc. I hated that filler so much.
Don't talk about that. I watched 30 seconds of that and I just said no.
Bro.
No, thank you.
All right, we're going to get into the Carrot topic in a second. But bro, the end of that 2 or 3 episode arc, the female bounty hunter had Boa beat. They were beating her and Luffy. The Boa sisters, Sandersonia and Marigold, transformed and just stood there the entire time during the entire fight. They had Luffy.
They had all these techniques and they do nothing really.
They had Luffy and Boa beat. But then the big ball, I don't even remember his name, how bad it was. He said, "Bet everyone retreat. I'm going to get my ultimate weapon." And they just backed off. They just left. They had them dead to rights. And you want to know
this is pre-Wano stuff. Wano has cleansed the sins of all the anime prior. Okay.
You want to know
everything
what his
that's happened
ultimate
before
weapon
Wano doesn't matter. All the sins have been cleansed now.
Do you want to know
It's
what his
canon.
ultimate weapon was?
It's canon. Do you know that? Apparently, it's canon.
Obviously, of course. But his ultimate weapon was a mech suit made out of barrels that shot soda. And it wasn't even a full mech suit. It was just on his forearms.
I've seen clips. All right, I've seen clips. Why you gotta hurt me? All right.
Because
we just
these are
we just started the stream.
These are the bounty hunters that Oda, not Oda, I'm sorry, that Toei decided to bless us with. No, not my hashtag.
Just
not
stop
my
it, and you're doing this to me. You're hurting my soul on a spiritual level. I don't know how I appreciate that.
Okay, would you rather me kill you with this or the slow burn
Honestly,
that is Carrot?
Carrot joining the crew might be better than having to rewatch that filler. Actually, I don't know about that.
As somebody who loves Daddy Masterson, I can't advocate. I can't get behind that, man. I really can't. I just can't. But
One Piece filler isn't so bad. Most of the time.
It used to not be bad. That's what I'm gonna say. That's where I'm gonna leave it. Topic 1, Carrot, her likelihood of joining the crew, her role in this arc going forward, and the rest, and if she does, her role on the Straw Hats. Zoro, I'm not sure how much you used to frequent Oro Jackson or the One Piece Reddit, but the person that I personally blame for the Carrot uprising is Roger's base for a number of reasons.
Yeah,
but
Roger. You think you know a guy, and then he supports Carrot.
Based off of an appearance that wasn't Carrot, and then an appearance where he disrespects the man, the myth, the legend himself, Zoro. She surprised him with an electric fist. He didn't expect anybody. First off, a humanoid rabbit running at you. That's already shocking enough. And then
and people act like she knocked him out. They clashed for a moment, and then that was it.
And people act like, oh, he's sweating. She was strong. He was having trouble holding her back. She popped electricity out of her fist. How many people are you honestly expecting to see that from? Honestly, of course he's gonna be nervous. Like, what the hell is this?
When it comes to One Piece, and probably more than any of this other series I've ever seen anyone talk about, people overanalyze every little detail to an extent that even Oda doesn't even care about. It's so ridiculous sometimes that people be like, "Oh, in this panel he's wearing a shoe, but in this panel his shoe doesn't seem to be on screen. So what does that mean? He has a shoe? No, me?" Like people are ridiculous, okay? And people are going to do anything that they want to fit their agenda. They're going to try to make any argument possible that's going to do that and help them do that. So if someone has an anti-Zoro agenda or an anti-Sanji agenda, they'll find every single angle and use every single angle they want, or whatever agenda that they want to push to fit that narrative, man. That's just the way people are, especially with One Piece, because all these stupid, rivalries. And, it's fun to fight into the rivalries. It's fun.
It makes for interesting discussions. And Oda openly said he does this purposely to keep people talking about his series.
Exactly. And as a YouTuber, it gets the views. You want to do it. You want to do it to a certain extent. But people take it too far, man. I'm sorry to say it. I know this isn't like the most smart thing to say as a YouTuber, but at the end of the day, I like all the Straw Hats. People take it to such a fucking extreme of if Zoro does anything positive or Sanji does anything positive, it makes me sad or makes me angry because it lessens my argument in a fucking online battle with someone on Twitter. It's like, how immature. Bro, I'm too old for this shit now. I'm too old for this shit right now, okay? My fanboy fighting days are behind me, man. All right?
What was the term that the Brago boys coined? You got to get your hockey up. You got to get your hockey up, man. But yeah, I feel like Zoro.
I thought you were gonna say the sword swallowers. That's
the sword swallower. No, I will never ever use that term on this channel. Ever since I've heard it, it makes me cringe. It makes me cringe. No,
it's funny, but it's
no, but I do agree with you on every single point. As much as we like to, credit Oda for his writing and the world building, I feel like a lot of people in the community tend to, give Oda too much credit when it comes to his foreshadowing and whatever. There was only one instance where Oda came out and confirmed he used the color page to foreshadow future events, and that was Luffy holding cards with a skull and an ace of spades. And he openly said, yes, this was foreshadowing that Ace was gonna die. And now
every single color page.
Every
like
color page, every little panel. Oh, look at this. Oh, perfect example. Back in Dressrosa, and in one of the SBSs, a fan pointed out, look at the Tontadas. They're mimicking the Straw Hats. Does every person in the One Piece world have a Tontada doppelganger? Do these Tontadas have the abilities of the Straw Hats? And there were theories going around on the One Piece Reddit and Oral Jackson back when it was up with this theory. And Oda came out in that SBS and said, no, it was just something that I put in and I thought was funny. I'm glad you noticed it, but no, that's not it.
You remember the color page with like Zoro and the graves, and everyone's like, oh, Zoro's sitting on a grave. He's gonna die in Wano.
Chapter 890, 880 something or something like that. Wait until this chapter. And granted, I can't remember what it was, but granted, something did happen that chapter, but it had nothing to do with Zoro. Nothing to do with Zoro.
It's look, when you want to put the content out, I get it, but it just drives me up the wall sometimes where people are just like disrespectful, or they believe in this so much to the point where they're disrespectful in an argument with you against it. Like you don't believe their wild, crazy theory. Like, what's wrong with you? How could you bear? It's wild.
It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. You have to believe it, otherwise you're just stupid.
Listen, their own, man.
Yeah, to each their own. But all right, back on Carrot. I feel like we trailed off a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. My bad. That's my fault.
No, bro. If you watch this channel, we never talk about what we're supposed to be talking about. But yeah, Carrot. A lot of people like rally behind Carrot, and I do get it. I'm not so much of a Carrot.
She's popular.
Yeah, she is. She's very popular. And again, I do like to credit a lot of that to Roger's base. He has a huge fan base, and a lot of what he said during his live reaction of Carrot's first appearance, following that, Oral Jackson blew up, regurgitating a lot of those points. And yeah, okay, I get it, but do you have any original thoughts? But Carrot as of, I guess you could say, Whole Cake Island, she has been, in the forefront of a lot of things, and she has showcased what she is capable of doing. But personally, I don't think that's how Carrot was meant to be portrayed so much, because if we would have showcased, look at her Sulong when she showcased Sulong. If we would have shown it during the Jack invasion with the entire Mink tribe, and they still ended up losing, the Sulong transformation would have seemed strong. But because they still ended up losing, whether it was to a gaseous weapon or not, it still would have seemed like, okay, we do have this strong transformation, but now they have something that can counter it. If you would have shown it during Pedro, then, and he still ended up blowing himself up, again, the Sulong transformation wouldn't have seemed like it had enough weight to merit this being the Mink's trump card.
Well, so, I mean, the Sulong form got kind of nerfed this arc, in my eyes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree with you on that.
Considering what Carrot was able to do, even for that short amount of time, to Yonko's crew, like just going around stealing all those wheels, speed blitzing people like Oven and stuff, and Daifuku on the water, right? You'd think that the Sulong form was the be all end all, and that it'd be impossible to fight an entire army of Sulongs, but Jack, with a handful of like no-name soldiers, was able to basically beat all these Sulong forms, and many of them you would imagine are trained in it. Carrot's not even trained in it. Carrot's not even trained in it.
Carrot is trained in it, and a comment that I feel a lot of people like misconstrue is that in an SBS they said that Carrot was able to learn and master her but learn to control her Sulong at a very young age, and people assume that means she's better with it than most people. No. That just means that she learned how to do it at a younger age than most minks are capable of. That doesn't mean that there aren't minks, there aren't musketeers and guardians who aren't better who aren't better than her.
I imagine. I mean, do you think that how strong do you think Carrot is ultimately? I think the musketeers are probably stronger than Carrot.
Carrot
right?
being, what is it called, the ruler aide, like Wanda, somebody who served both kings. Honestly,
it's hard to say.
Without Sulong form, I would honestly put Carrot at the height of the weak trio, probably just edging into the mid trio.
Is that considering Sulong or
no? Without Sulong.
Sulong?
With Sulong, I feel like she can probably give. You know what? Yeah. I'd put her at towards like the middle of the weak trio, maybe, and with Sulong. Because with Sulong, I would probably say she could give some people in the mid trio a run for their money in the Straw Hats.
I don't think so at all.
Yeah, because Brooke is just as fast. Robin said speed means nothing, and Frankie is so goddamn armored.
No, I think Chopper's beating her. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh my god, I didn't want to be the one to say it. Oh my god, I didn't want to be the one to say it.
I think Chopper's clapping, and with Nami's new Zeus power up.
Even before Zeus, I was giving it to Nami. Even before Zeus.
Usopp, I think that's a bad matchup for Usopp. I think Usopp loses that fight.
Yeah, Usopp. He does.
Probably the weakest out of all the Strawts right now.
He is, honestly. Like, granted, he does have a bunch of utility, and I do like utility in my fights.
It really pains me to say that.
Yeah,
he technically knows observation or whatever, right? But he doesn't really have to control it. But like, Nami got her new power up. You know, Chopper's out here, fighting Queen, even though he's not really doing.
He's not really doing anything, but still, it's still a feat in himself.
And Pharaoh Sparrow at the same time, he's putting in that work. He's throwing Queen around a little bit. I mean, and Usopp's getting easily, disregarded. All of his attacks are being easily disregarded by page 1. I don't think Usopp's showing anything right now.
In the chat, Abel. Everybody keeps bringing that up. Chopper, the one who lost to trees in Whole Cake Island. Chopper, the Seducing Woods is meant to do that. It disorientates you, confuses you, and then
it stalls you. That's all it is.
Yeah, like I'm not understanding why every time someone talks about Chopper's power and his ability, they always
stronger since like with Caesar, right? The Caesar extended his time to 30 minutes now. Right, so now Chopper is able to use his monster point for longer. So obviously he's stronger now than he was then, and even when he was in Punk Hazard because of Caesar. So, even if that was the case earlier on, he's obviously stronger now. And what he showed against Queen is nothing to sneeze at.
Absolutely,
I mean, he made Queen bleed. And Usopp wasn't able to even injure Page 1, who's weaker than Queen. So I'm just saying,
it took an Emperor attack plus Nami's finishing Thunderbolt that was also supercharged by Zeus to finish off Ulti. So what does that say about Queen? Who, by the way, knocked out that same Emperor.
Let me just say, back to the Carrot thing for a small moment, man. Like, I would love to have Ulti on the crew instead of Carrot.
Oh.
I know there's a 0.0% chance of Ulti joining the crew. I'm under no delusions that Ulti's joining, but I love freaking Ulti, man. She's my favorite by far Flying Six member.
Before the whole thing with Who's Who was revealed, Who's Who was my favorite one just based off of pure speculation alone. He still is my favorite one. It's just that his backstory kind of changes things up for me a little bit.
I like Who's like him. I mean, I wouldn't imagine that his fight with Jinbei would have so many implications for the story. Like, his involvement is incredibly important, and obviously his identity is important. I don't think he's finished, first of all.
Absolutely
I think that the last attack that Jinbei hit him with is going to knock his mask off. We're going to get, a little bit more on that and his identity and stuff. But, man, Ulti's great, dude. I don't know what it is about Ulti. Some people don't like her. Some people say, oh, she's just like, oh, brother,
Yeah, it's the whole, like, anime weeb thing where, how... Can I say that? Yeah, screw it. You know how on the hub... a certain genre has started to take hold of the community, has started to take hold of the world in recent years, especially over the pandemic. What do you mean by that? And
I have no idea what you mean. I am a good, upstanding citizen, sir.
And being okay, you're in the anime community, the sis con and the brother cons, and I'm pretty sure, you've dabbled into the henty section. You've spoken to Dritz before. I'm pretty sure you understand. I think it's more so that I don't want to say trauma because there are some people who enjoy that. But it is, I feel like it's that like that stereotypical, it's that stereotypical anime.
I don't know if it's all that. I don't know if it's all that. I think people just find her annoying because it's like pay this, pay that.
Yeah, and a lot of other anime series, the younger sister always flaunts over her older brother, but in this case, she's older than page 1, but she's still acting the younger sister role. And I think it's just that whole thing that people are just like, I'm tired of it.
Thing, you know, I mean, I just think that, you know, her character's not necessarily super complex, right? But she's entertaining, she's funny, she has a personality, right? A distinct personality. A lot of the what can you tell me about Sasaki's personality? He wants to challenge, you know, probably King or something, right? You know, he was a former captain. So, like, what else can you tell me about the guy? We don't know nothing about him. His personality is bland.
He wants to be a calamity, and that's one of the reasons that I actually like Who's Who so much. Because originally, when we got the information that, you know, you can challenge a calamity to take their spot, and Who's Who said, "I'll bring Yamato back. There's somebody that I want to kill, though. There's somebody that I want to kill." Originally, everyone thought, okay, he wants to kill Queen. He wants to kill Queen. But no, now we find out it's Luffy that he was referring to. But, and with Who's Who, that dove so much into his character, that foreshadow, I guess you could say foreshadow, I hate that word. It foreshadowed so much into Who's Who's actual character that it just blows me away. But yo, we keep going off freaking topic. Carrot in this arc has been pushed so far to.
Do we really got to talk about Carrot? I mean, she got bodied.
She did.
She's not joining. Okay. Perospero MVP. Okay. Perospero MVP. Remember, like that panel where they're standing all epic, her and Wander, like standing. Oh yeah,
we're about to mess you up. And then we cut away. Then we cut away and come back. They're on the ground. Wanda's unconscious and Carrot's biting her teeth going, "Oh my God, I want to hurt you so bad." You can't. And that's one of the reasons that I said that in Whole Cake Island, Carrot's whole showcase wasn't to show what she's capable of as a Straw Hat, as a potential crew member. It was to showcase what the Minks as a side of our alliance are capable of. And though we did get that payoff, it kind of was underwhelming, seeing as how it was off-screened. The Minks versus Kaido was off-screened, and we only used Sulong to fight.
It wasn't even Kaido. It was the Minks versus Jack.
Yeah, and it was all.
It was insinuated. Kaido didn't even do shit. He let Jack take care of everything. I mean, maybe Kaido shot a couple Boro blasts, but maybe.
And then when most of them got taken out, and it was just Neko and Inu and the Scabbards versus Kaido, that got off screen. So what was the point?
No, I mean it didn't get off screen.
It didn't get off screen, but
the Scabbards got in some. There was some action chapters with the Scabbards and Kaido.
What I'm trying to say is that we didn't get enough showcasing of Inu and Neko's Sulong forms to justify that, okay, this was a huge power up, and if this is the reason that Carrot came to Whole Cake to showcase what they're capable of, why didn't we get to see more of it? Are you going to show it more? Are you going to showcase it more? How long is this fucking night going to be going on? Because correct me if I'm wrong, this is the longest time we've spent when the sun is not up in One Piece, with the exception of Thriller Bark.
That's true. I've been saying for like the last 4 chapters, like, or maybe 3 chapters, like it seemed like maybe 3 or 4 chapters ago, like we saw Onigashima right off of the coast, right there next to Wano, like it was right there. And then 3 chapters have passed. A lot of things seem to be happening, and it still hasn't arrived yet. I'm like, what is the timeline here? What's going on? Because
we haven't gotten there yet.
30 minutes pass, or an hour passes, and the next moment, like, it seems like only minutes are passing the chapter to chapter. It's hard to really tell.
One thing that I would like for Oda to do is to give like a small tiny box that says 30 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago or an hour later.
You don't even need to do that. Put a little clock telling what time of day it is.
Yeah, right? In every arc where Oda gives us a time limit, we always have some indication on how much time has passed. In Dressrosa, it was the closing of the birdcage. The smaller the birdcage got, the more time we knew had passed. In its lobby, the gates of justice opening and Robin walking towards the gates of justice. We knew the closer she got, the more time passed. In Wano, the time, like the clock is supposed to be Onogashima moving closer to Wano, but because we're not just we're in Onigashima, we can't see how close the island is getting to the capital. Right. So how much time is passing because we're running up and down floors of a massive castle.
The way things are being structured, like we saw potentially the defeat of Who's Who. Are we gonna get all the other Flying Six members defeated before we land?
Black Maria.
Because that's where they're going next. We got Ulti and Page One that were defeated. They're out of the picture.
I'm gonna count Who's Who now because we saw him in a KO position. So right now we have 3 of the Flying Six. We got 3 more. Black Maria, Sasaki. And who's the last one? Shit. Black Maria, Sasaki. Right. Oh no, and Drake defected. And Drake defected. So we only have 2 more. Robin and Brooke and Frankie are taking care of them.
I'm gonna be honest. You can skip Frankie's fight. I'm be honest.
Isn't he running away from Sasaki right now? Last time we saw him.
I'm gonna be real. I like Frankie. Frankie's cool and all, but I don't care 2 shits about that fight. I rather see another Big Mom chapter than focus on that fight. And
in all honesty, Frankie. In all honesty, inside the Frankie Shogun, I would have been so much happier if Frankie's fight this arc was him fighting the collective of the numbers. They were hyped up. They were hyped up. They were hyped up. Let Frankie handle them. You could have given Sasaki to Yamato, which, by the way, Yamato for Nakama. I'm not sure how you feel on this, Zoro.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yamato for
100%.
Nakama. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. And I know a lot of people. This is supposed to be about
the hopes of Carrot fans, so it's a win-win.
I mean, I know you're probably not on board with this, but my 2 candidates right now, well, my 3 right now for like my last of the Straw Hats, because I released a video on it. It was like titled "The Last 4 Straw Hats." It was originally Jinbei, Jinbei, no, because this was before Yamato was revealed. It was Jinbei, I think it was the last 3. It was Jinbei, Momonosuke, and Vivi returning. Because in all honesty, with Cobra bringing up the no topic at the Reverie, and they said that there was a confirmed death at the Reverie, I don't think that Vivi is in the safest place right now. And
she's probably with Sabo.
Yeah, she's probably with Sabo, but and people have brought up the question to me of why wouldn't she just join the Revolutionaries if that's the case? And my only argument to that is because she doesn't know the Revolutionaries. She doesn't know their means to an end. Yes, that is Luffy's brother and his father, but again, she doesn't fucking know them. You're Luffy's brother. Okay, can you take me to my captain? Can you help me get there? And apparently Sabo is supposedly missing right now. But but as of right now, it's Momonosuke, Jinbei, Yamato, and Vivi returning. Those are my locked in. And at the end of every arc, I always have this feeling of, oh man, this character might join, but I'm afraid. No, oh my god. It happened with Rebecca at the end of Dressrosa. It scared the hell out of me when Luffy jumped up on that window and said, "Rebecca, come with me." And I'm like, oh
yeah, like, no, please.
Why are you here?
Please, no. Thank goodness that's not happening. I don't know who's gonna join. I mean, there's a chance that not named characters that we don't even know about are gonna join. Like, if we go to Elbaf, we might get a giant that joins.
That's one criteria that I think we can cross off with Yamato. I believe that Yamato is let's just talk about Kaido. Think that Kaido is either part or a descendant of the ancient giant race, the Aura's race, which explains the horns. His Jolly Roger is kind of similar, and I know we just talked about reading too much into certain things in the series, but I think that
Yamato isn't actually giant though. Like Yamato, she's 7 feet tall.
Yeah. For a person, that's kind of fucking tall. And we also know,
but what's One Piece? Admiral's at 10 feet tall.
Oh yeah, but we also know that there are people who are giants who aren't like skyscraper
They're
size.
20 feet tall, maybe.
Maybe, but that's what I'm saying. Kaido maybe. Look at how big Kaido is, bro.
Kaido's not even that big, honestly. Like, when he was first, like, revealed, like, he seemed a lot bigger than what he actually is. In the grand scheme of things, Kaido's not that big.
Oda, in terms of scaling with characters, is a
good,
little inconsistent.
Yeah.
But no.
Sometimes yeah.
But that's that's one of the reasons that I believe he's a descendant, not completely full. He has the characteristics, but not the full-on size.
That just gives me like horrible visions of like giants fucking humans. Like how does that work? How does that work? How can you be a descendant?
Oh, King Neptune flashbacks. No. Ooh. Ooh,
how can you be a descendant of a giant and without another giant? The anatomy doesn't really work, man.
It doesn't. How did Neptune and Orihime conceive?
Well, they're both fish, man. I don't know. There's some fish way to do
it.
Oh yeah,
that they just rub up. Okay, how did she give birth to Shirahoshi? We saw her holding her as a baby. I don't know, man. How did she lay that egg?
I don't know, man. That's tough. I feel bad.
Oh no!
I feel bad. That's tough, man. That is rough. Ooh. But as far as new crewmates, I like the idea. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't even know if it. I probably think it won't happen, but it would be great if I would like Smoker to join. I know that's a crazy theory.
Why has that taken off?
I've heard
people argue it on Oro Jackson years ago.
No.
I used to argue for Tashigi. At one point, I used to believe Tashigi was gonna join. Oh, you're gonna give me that? You're gonna give me that look after saying Smoker?
I guess they're kind of a pair, aren't they? They would have to.
I used to argue for Tashigi, and people called me crazy.
If I have to get Tashigi with Smoker, then keep Smoker away, okay?
What? Tashigi has more of a dream than Smoker does.
Get her out of there, okay?
It's only because he's a Logia, bro.
Smoker, I've always been a fan of Smoker. Smoker's one of my favorite characters.
I'm a big Smoker fan, but joining the crew, I look at
Smoker's got a lot of layers to him. He's one of the fewer complex characters in the story.
And that's one of the reasons that I don't want him to join the crew. I would rather him play more of a Roy Mustang X kind of role where he's going against the government from within the government rather than joining the very people that he hates. I don't think it will happen, but it'd be cool. Oh yeah, it's a cool idea. I mean, I do bad fan fiction all the time. Hell, my fan fiction crew at this point is like 35 deep. And that's not counting my 5 OC characters.
Yeah. There's some weird ones. But as far as characters we know, like Vivi's an obvious one, possibly at some point rejoining. Because she technically is a member.
She is a member. She's just not here right now. Luffy and them said, you're Nakama full on.
Would you be against the idea in some way or shape or form if either Boa or Perona joined?
Perona like I said, during the Oro Jackson days, I was completely against that idea. But over time, I started to like warm up to it just because people talked about it so much. And it's much like how I used to view Frankie, where at first I hated Frankie. I absolutely hated Frankie. I didn't want him to join at first. I didn't want him to join.
I'm the opposite because I love Frankie at first, and I've lessened my love over time. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
When Frankie was first introduced, I was like, I don't like this guy. Like it's not even because he beat the shit out of Usopp. I just don't like Frankie. He's aggravating as hell. He's annoying. I don't like this character.
I can see that.
And I wanted Paulie to be our shipwright. He had a unique ass fighting style. We don't have a Whiplash.
I did want Paulie to join. I did want Paulie to join also. I did. I was totally team Paulie when but the thing with Frankie is why I liked him initially, right? Is he was like he kind of like fit that Kuwabara style kind of like
that's who I
what's the word? Like a delinquent type. He's not a delinquent. He's young. He's too old to be a delinquent. But
like, that delinquent persona. That I'm a thug. I'm a thug. But once you get to know me, I'm actually goofy kind of thing.
Yeah. So, and that's the kind of spirit I liked in the beginning with Frankie. And over time, he's just become boring. Yeah, he's lost a bit of that edge. He had some moments like in Dressrosa. He had moments with like against Senior Pink where he kind of got that vibe from him. Ooh. But he's a shell of his former self. I'm gonna be honest. His personality has completely left him since joining the Straw Hats, and I think he's just kind of boring right now.
Yeah, and for me, like you said, for me it was actually the complete opposite. For me, I didn't like Frankie. I didn't want him on the crew. I didn't want any more of this character. But as time went on, I started to warm up to him to the point where he entered my top 5 favorite Straw Hats. Like he's not top 3. He's not top 3. He's top 5. He's top 5. But
I'll
as soon
see
as,
it, but
once
hey.
once Yamato joins, as a matter of fact, Zoro.
Let's see the top 5. Let's see it. But right now.
Zoro. I can't think of it completely
In
right
order,
now. But
in order?
No, it's not. It's not in order. It's not in order. Well, 4 and 5 might be in order, but Zoro, Luffy. I'm not gonna count sexiness because Robin will be number 1. Zoro, Luffy, Nami, Jinbei, Frankie. Yep. Yeah, if I'm counting Yamato, Frankie's out of the top 5. No, I said if I'm counting. I said if I'm counting, I can't count sexiness. If I put Robin.
She doesn't only have sexiness. She's got greatness.
She's intelligent and she's freaking hacked. And I love Robin, but
she's funny.
And she's fucking hilarious. And she's freaking hilarious. But because Frankie has gotten more attention than Robin.
I guess neither have gotten any attention.
But all right. Let's just take Robin from her first times on the Straw Hats compared to Frankie when he joined the Straw Hats. Because if we count before the Straw Hats, then I can't. Then of course Robin almost sort of blows Frankie out of the water. But that depends on how much you like. Hey, JD Legends in the chat. No Sanji. Yo, Jay, what's going on, man? But yeah,
what's up, Jay?
If it's almost like. Almost the same until you take into their account their time as Straw Hats. Robin's I Want to Live moment, absolutely beautiful. Her almost Emmett Tilling herself just so she wouldn't leave the crew, absolutely beautiful. Dedication. And in this arc, when Robin, damn Zoro, you got me killing myself right now. I think I might have messed up. No, I think I might have messed up having Frankie. No, I think you made me realize it. I think I might have messed up having Frankie above Robin.
You did mess up. Clearly. Who puts Frankie over Robin? Who does that?
Because this arc, I even said it during my live reaction. Robin was standing there when Sanji called her. It was a little bit of a downside for Sanji, but when Robin showed up, she was like, yeah, messing with my friends, that brings out the devil in me. And we've never seen Robin genuinely angry before. That was a beautiful moment. Okay, yeah, Frankie's in the top 6.
All right, there we go. I'm glad I did a good deed
Frankie's
today.
In the top 6.
Do at least one good deed a day, and you feel better about yourself. This was my good deed of the day, okay? I brought someone to the light of Robin, as everyone should, you know?
Hey, I was already basking in the light of Robin.
Nah, bro, you're disrespectful, putting her out of your top 5. That's disrespectful.
Oh, shit, my dog ate it. Okay, I'm about to expose myself. I had a Robin body pillow. And my dog chewed through it and crawled inside it and slept in it. And one, good on you for wanting to be inside Robin, but at the same time, you ate my Robin pillow. There's definitely a better example. Yo, Jay, you need to chill out. But all right, we talked about next crew members.
This man exposed himself.
I just gave my top 5 and exposed myself. Moving on, because
people can see my pillows. No body pillows over here, okay? I'm not gonna see it. No, I'm just saying.
Hey, body pillows are comfortable, okay? Regardless of regardless of who's printed on the pillow, they are comfortable.
True.
Silver's down bad, yo. All right, next topic, because we need to move past the next crew member. And we didn't even really talk about Carrot that much, which that's another plus.
A good thing.
That's a good thing, absolutely.
Yeah.
Zoro's new swords post-Wano. You know, and before we go into that, Zoro being down bad right now. Is he out for the count? What's next for Zoro? And I feel like this is a topic that I should give you the floor for, being
you know,
right?
This is what I do, baby. This is what I do.
Hey, and it's good. JD Legends in the chat for this part too. Go, Zoro. Right, you have the floor.
Listen here, Jay. Well, first and foremost, I remember at one point JD Legends saying something along the lines of, Zoro needs to, or Sanji rather, needed to fight King, or else he wouldn't be satisfied. I don't want to quote him perfectly because I'm paraphrasing. I believe he was against the idea, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jay. You were against the idea of Sanji fighting against Queen, but it seems like this is what's happening. And I've been saying this for the longest time, to which I've gotten berated. for suggesting that Sanji should fight Queen, as if it didn't make the most sense in the world. But anyway, I digress. Let's talk about Zoro. Speaking of me getting shit for having an opinion here, but I've been saying, even like when the arc first started and we just got introduced, or when the Onigashima raid started and, you know, we got King and everything, I wanted Zoro to fight King. Like, even more than the Rooftop necessarily, which I am fucking happy beyond belief that he did the Rooftop thing. But I want Zoro to have a one-on-one fight.
Personally, I was against Zoro fighting King in the beginning of this arc, simply because the previous arc Luffy had just fought first commander, and he barely came out of that. But given the progression of things, I'm absolutely.
You know where it was going. You knew where it was going.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've always been on like you know, best case scenario he fights with Kaido. Worst case scenario we get like a you know, some sort of fight with, you know, one of the Flying Six, right? But I've always wanted to fight against Zoro fight King because it's a one-on-one fight. You know, assuming nothing interferes with the fight, it's just a one-on-one man-to-man fight. Nothing interferes with the fight. That puts Zoro immediately at right-hand Yonko status, at least, right? It puts his bounty. It should put his bounty. Well, we'll get to that later, but it should put his bounty, you know, at a pretty high price, which I'll say I think later.
But you also got to remember, that's only if the outside world gets a hold of that information. Well, no.
CP0 is watching this.
CP0's there.
They're watching. Exactly.
Yeah, because I'm thinking back to Whole Cake Island, and like when they came out of the mirror world, it was announced Luffy just beat Katakuri. Luffy beat Katakuri, and another CP0 member was there. Morgan's was there. So of course they had to up that bounty. But yeah, CP0 is there.
They know what's happening, all right? So Zoro's gonna be fighting against King. That's what I think is gonna happen. A lot of people gave me shit for like, oh, what, he can't kill Kaido now? He's gotta fight King. I'm like, clearly, what I want to happen and what I think is gonna happen are different, right? If he kills Kaido, wonderful. I'll be the happiest Zoro fan on earth. No one will be happier than me. But Luffy said to Zoro, look, yo, I got this. This is my fight now. He let Zoro know. You think Oda's just saying that and then he's going to go back on his word and Zoro's going to help him fight? Luffy's got beat so he can come back stronger and win against Kaido. Probably solo.
Probably.
Maybe a little bit of help, but I doubt it.
The help came in those previous rounds from other people. And yes,
that's what I'm saying. Like, people don't understand. Kaido is injured. Not injured, but he's hurt. He's been taking damage.
Exactly.
Luffy said it himself. The damage we're doing, it's accumulating. Don't think like he's not taking damage. He fought against scabbards. He took attacks from scabbards. He took attacks from all of the people on the
supernovas.
He took a gamma knife to the stomach. He took a gamma knife, a fucking gamma knife to the stomach, in addition to all these other attacks.
It's just that a lot of people look at it and go, "Oh, it did absolutely nothing." Yes, he's not letting it show that it did nothing, but if he had a health bar, it would be going down.
Right.
It's not.
He's
just
been fighting non-stop the entirety of this raid. He hasn't gotten any breaks. He's been fighting. Right now, he's fighting against Yamato. Right. He's been fighting literally non-stop. He's not had any time to rest. Luffy's had his recovery time. You know, while Yamato buys him time, he's gonna come back and finish the job.
And Yamato even came out and said, "I know I can't beat you, but the least I can do is stall you out from going back downstairs and do something until I'm paraphrasing, but until my captain gets back. Oh my god, y'all, I can't wait. This next One Piece movie, post-Wano, is gonna be fucking amazing.
Right. It's gonna be great. But my thing is, my original point, right?
Yeah.
Zoro does not need to kill Kaido in order to be impressed. Like, it's ridiculous. He has house money already. He's already winning. Everything he did on the rooftop, he doesn't need to do a fucking thing more. If Zoro didn't heal with the super drug shit, he would. Yeah.
He blocked an Elbaf spear, not from giants. He blocked a supercharged Conqueror's Haki.
It was more than just an Elbaf spear.
A supercharged Conqueror's Haki, Armament Haki, Ocean Sovereignty, a variant of the combined. No, Big Mom's Elbaf spear, Kaido's whatever the fuck he has.
Yes.
Combined into Ocean Sovereignty.
If you would have told any One Piece fan that Zoro would, even if it temporarily, even for a moment, halt the attack the blast from a named attack from 2 Yonkos simultaneously, you would have laughed in my face and called me a crazy person and said that there's no way he's capable of doing something like that. But now that it's happened, it's not that impressive. People downplay it. Oh no, not impressive, not that impressive. It was only he only did it for a short amount of time. Oh, he literally stopped the momentum of the attack. It was blasting towards them. He held that freaking blast and put it to a complete stop.
Brother Jay, Mr. JD Legend, Sir Joseph D. Joestar. 2 seconds blocked is still a block. If I punch you in the face and connect and pull back when it connects, you're still gonna feel that. He held the blast there until it was about to blow him away. Law swapped him out. He still took the attack,
and he stopped the momentum of the attack, which is the important thing. He didn't tank the damage. He obviously got really injured, but he literally stopped the momentum of that attack in its tracks. He completely stopped it for a period of time, whether it's 2 seconds, 1 second, 3 seconds. It really doesn't matter because he halted the progress of a named attack from 2 Yonkos.
2 Emperors, bro. Regardless of how long he held it, he still held the attack of 2 Emperors.
And people don't look, feat wise, yes, that's impressive, but the really cool thing about it is the fact that he was the one to step up to do that when the going was tough. Because if he didn't do that, they were fucked. If no one stepped up to do that in the moment, then they were screwed. So the fact that he knew what was going on, he didn't know Law was going to be able to save him necessarily, but he stepped in and he had the cojones and the mind to do that and protect everyone else. That's even more impressive, the fact that he had the balls to do that in that moment. So just that alone, not even mention the other stuff.
Jay, look, I'm not saying that Zoro blocking the attack was going to dissipate the Elbaf spirit. No, he was struggling to hold it back, and it was about to blow him away.
Yeah,
but the fact of the matter is, he still was able to hold it back for any period of time, and to the point where in that attack, holding it back was enough to put Zoro out for the entirety, for the rest of the fight.
Let's use an analogy, right? A car is speeding at you at 100 miles an hour. Someone steps in front of the car and is able to stop it and its progress and halt it in place as it's coming at you at 100 miles an hour. If the person's able to do it for 1 or 2 seconds, does it really matter? Yeah, the car eventually will run you over. You're only able to hold it back for a certain amount of time, but you were able to stop the progress of a car coming at you at 100 miles an hour. That's what I'm talking about. He was only able to stop the car for a second. That's not the point, man.
Yes, if Zoro stayed, Zoro died. If you look at it in comparison to something in Dragon Ball Z, Frieza held the spirit bomb back, but Frieza still died. If Frieza would have been able to get out of the way before it exploded, people would have looked at that as a feat. And yes, I do agree with you, Jay, on certain levels that it is a little overhyped, but it's still a feat. No, I'm not saying that Zoro doesn't deserve credit for it.
I'm saying come on to Jay.
Oh yeah.
No one's saying that it's some sort. I mean, it's obviously an incredible feat, but no one's saying now he's gonna be able to fight a Yonko 1-on-1 or anything, man. It's just out of everything that we've seen on the rooftop, and I mean in entirety of One Piece, when it comes to a defensive feat, that has to be on at least on par with Luffy taking the punishment he did from Katakuri for all those chapters. Defensively, being able to have the durability to block that attack, to withstand that damage, to stop that in its tracks, and then have still have the capabilities despite being very badly injured, having your bones broken, being able to literally permanently scar Kaido right after that, and that's not impressive. I mean, the guy scarred Kaido while his bones were broken. And I love how some people like to say, "Oh, well, when has being injured ever mattered in One Piece?" Arlong Park, Sabaody,
every instance of Zoro fighting.
That's what I'm saying.
In most all of Zoro's fights, he's always come into it with an injury that he sustained in the previous arc.
The question is whether or not it's impressive. Is it impressive? I think it's impressive.
Absolutely.
How much you want to say it's impressive, I'll leave it up to you. I don't really care to debate that.
Zoro, before I ask my next question about this whole topic, when I announced this whole thing that I'm gonna do the Sniper Island sit down with you, my friend that I told you about, I got him into One Piece and he keeps up with you too. He asked, don't you and Zoro hate Fairy Tail? I was like, yeah. He was like, so it's okay for Zoro to do something insane with all of his bones broken, but Urza does it and it's horrible writing. And Zoro, I gotta ask you about it because I can't disagree with him.
You can disagree with him. What Urza did, I don't remember the details because it's been forever.
I remember the details.
All right, so she fought off like a million like demons or whatever. I forgot what it was. It was like a million enemies. You know, while all of her bones were broken in her body and she had no chance of winning. She won that fight. Zoro was able to hold off an attack for a couple seconds.
No, the bone breaking thing that he was mentioning, it wasn't when she was fighting 100 like beasts in the Grand Magic games. It was when all of her bones were literally dust in the final arc. Wendy healed her hand, just her hand, but her hand was still broken. And she smacked the ground hard enough to where she could propel herself into the stratosphere. And she sliced and destroyed a meteor millions of times larger than anything Fujitora or Madara could create.
Bro, like, I dropped that shit in the Grand Magic game, so I don't know about any of that, and thank God I don't.
I tried to keep up with the continuation, the 100-year quest, but I fell so far behind that I said that I have to keep up with One Piece. Oh shit! I see what you mean by the carrot clip in the Reverie. I'm sorry, but
clip that, by the way.
Ooh, please don't clip that. But you know, keeping up with it was just bad. It was bad. Okay, all right. Zoro's swords. Zoro, damn, this is Mr. Fanboy. Mr. Fanboy.
Don't.
Zoro.
Why so formal? Why so formal? Why?
Because we're talking about Zoro, and then when I gotta address you,
Zoro, call me Jason. Even I don't even care. You know me like that. You can call me by my government name. It's okay.
All right, bro. Okay. Look. Zoro coming back to participate in the fight again. I've spoken to Morge about, how he believes the raid will fail. I do believe that Onigashima is going to fall into Wano, but I don't believe that it's going to hit the Flower Capital. And with Tengu Yama being so close to the Flower Capital and us being so close, and we know that Tengu Yama has Kotetsu the Second, I think that it's inevitable that Zoro is going to trade up from Kotetsu the Third to the Second, making all three of his swords all on the same Wazumono grade. I've had people tell me that no, he's gonna give Enma back. He's gonna get Kotetsu the Second, so now he has 2 cursed swords. What people don't realize is that in one of the previous SBSs, they confirmed that Enma was a cursed sword. So he already does have 2 cursed swords. It's just now one of his cursed swords is now his weakest one. Which, in all honesty, coming into this arc, I thought the sword he was going to give up was Kotetsu the Second. Kotetsu the Third.
The moment Kotetsu the Second was introduced, we knew Zoro was going to get it.
He even showed an interest in it once Luffy showed up. He was like, hey, Luffy, let me see that for a second. And Luffy was like, nope, I'm going to keep this away from you for as long as possible.
For plot reasons. Like,
you're gonna fight Kaido. You're going to fight Kaido and scar Kaido with a lesser sword. So once you get this, the community will lose their fucking minds. And then he loses the sword.
It's obvious Kotetsu the Second is going to be put in Zoro's hands sometime, either this arc or after this arc. And I'm curious if Oda's saving it for a particular reason. Is it maybe the sword has some sort of connection with King? Maybe there's some Shimotsuki situation going on here. Obviously, Zoro has some connection there. We're going to have to see exactly what Oda has planned, but he obviously has a plan with Kotetsu the Second and is saving it for a moment where Zoro needs it. Maybe Zoro's, having a tough time with King, and they're like, back and forth, and then
towards the end of the fight,
getting that sword, I'm sure this will really set off all the haters. Like, oh, he needs Kitetsu the second to beat someone, right? But he gets a sword and it puts him over the top, and he's able to defeat King or something. Which I've always thought was like a funny argument because his swords have always given him power ups throughout the series. When Zoro
my bad. Let me just address this real quick. Mo Gamer, I'm not referring to Enma as a lesser sword compared to Shusui. Yeah. I'm saying the lesser sword that Zoro scarred Kaido with was Kitetsu the Third. That's what I'm saying. So in his next fight, the way that, and Zoro, just like you said, the way that I like to compare it is the Mr. One fight. Towards the end of the fight, Zoro's gonna be down bad. The effects of the drug are probably gonna be kicking in. He's gonna be taking double the damage, and Tenguyama may come in, toss Zoro Kitetsu the second, boom, fucking hellfire Onigiri. He did learn the fire technique from Kinemon. Oh, you good?
Go ahead.
He did learn the fire technique from Kinemon. He did say he wants flaming swords. Hellfire Onigiri. There we go. And Enma being the guardian of Hellfire Onigiri. I'm calling it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super fascinated, and that's why I love the idea of a King versus Zoro fight, because we still don't know anything about King. Someone has to fight him, and it makes sense. Sanji's fighting the second commander. Zoro fights the first. It just fits. It's the way that.
It's the way that Oda has always. It's the way that Oda
always.
And Zoro fights number one and number two.
Yeah. And in the fight with King, it'd be a great time to reveal like what's King's deal. What race is he? That's so interesting. Why is his face all covered up? They're keeping his identity and what he looks like a secret for a reason. Is there some connection to the Shimotsuki? Maybe even Tenguyama knows something about King.
I don't know. Highly against Zoro being connected to the Shimotsuki.
It's obvious he is. It's obvious.
He's connected to the Shimotsuki through the people who raised him, but I don't think that he's blood related to them in any way. A lot of people say, look at the silhouette. Look at the silhouette.
We don't know who Zoro's family is. We don't know who Zoro's family is. Like he went to the dojo, seemingly an orphan, and we don't know anything about like his parents or his grandparents or anything like that. Did they die? Was he born on Wano and was brought to that island? I mean, these are all questions that we don't know.
I do recognize that there is a possibility. It's just that personally, I'm hoping that it's not, because I like the.
I just see the writing on the wall here. Yeah. I'm just saying. What I want is irrelevant at this point. I just see what's going to happen. Same thing with King. Like what I want is Zoro to fight Kaido and kill him. Right? That'd be great. But what I see obviously happening is the King's fight's happening.
Oh yeah. Again, Mo Gamer. Another comment from Mo Gamer. He said, so you're saying Zoro's keeping Enma, not giving it back to Momo? Momo has his sword. Ami no Habakiri is Momonosuke's sword. The sword that Zoro got was Hiyori's sword. He gave Shusui back to the country. She gave him her sword that she got from her father.
He's not giving Enma back.
He's not giving Enma back.
Keeping Enma to the rest of the.
It's here for the long haul.
Yeah. And he might turn into a Black Blade along with Wado Ichimonji and Kitetsu the Second.
Yeah.
And the good thing about the Kitetsu the Second theory is, which I mean, he's obviously getting it, but if he keeps Enma and he gets Kitetsu the Second, if he turns all of the swords that he has currently black, including if he gets Kitetsu the Second, if turning us.
Oh, go ahead.
Right. I was just gonna say if all of them are turned black. That would mean that they all would probably raise a grade, which would all mean that they're all supreme grade swords.
Yeah, they all would have the potential to move up. Like
right.
Now Zoro just created 3 swords, which Mihawk only has 1 of. Which in all honesty, I'm hoping that raising the sword grades is not on some Bleach Bankai bullshit to where you change the entire look of the sword because it moved up a grade. Granted, that is shown in hype. That is shown in hype. But look at all of the other supreme grade blades. You got Yoru that looks like a giant cross.
Right, but Yoru's one situation. None of the other swords that are supreme grade that we know of are all black blades.
Oh yeah, they're not all black blades. I'm just saying, like,
none of them are. We've never seen a black blade besides Yoru.
Yeah,
That's the interesting thing.
Well, and
even Rider's sword was
and Shisui and
Shisui. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying like if a sword does get moved up a grade for whatever reason, whether it be becoming a black blade, whether it was forged that way, I hope it does not transform on some spiritual level shit.
Well, Shisui didn't transform. It's a normal sword. So unless it was a dagger before it transformed.
Yeah, right. Because somebody brought it up to me when I was talking on Thriller Bark. I still call all of them Oral Jackson, but still. I was talking to somebody and it was like when Enma transforms, it's going to become a massive sword. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It was like, look at all of the top Owazamonos. And I'm like, okay, I'm looking. It was like, Yoru is a giant black blade that's in the shape of a cross. Look at the sword Mihawk had when he was a kid. That's Yoru. When he turned it black, it became that giant cross. Look at Whitebeard's Basento. When he was younger, that thing was small and tiny. And I'm like, no, this is not Bleach.
Look at Ace. No, Ace is now a supreme grade sword. Now was that? Was it like a little?
It's just a cutlass. It's just a cutlass. It's just forged in a very, very beautiful way, made from material that's damn near indestructible. It's a sword that that sword masters looked at under a microscope and probably spoke in German to write down in some world record book. I Sniper? Yeah, and then took a piece of paper.
Oh, you know a little bit of German? Okay.
Hell no.
German?
Hell no.
Okay.
I don't sprechen in German. I just said something that I heard on South Park. For all I know, they were saying like fat girl farts. Fat girl farts? Yes, fat girl farts. But yeah, all they did was determine the sharpness and the strength to put it in a specific grade. It's not going to transform on some mystical Bleach level bullshit.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous, man.
It makes no sense. But yeah, Zoro, for me, Zoro's final swords, I don't think that he's going to get a supreme grade sword and
he'll make his own
and end the series with that. He's going to make his own. I used to like the idea that in Wano someone was going to forge Zoro a new sword.
I was gonna say that, like, I would be okay with getting rid of
Kitetsu,
for example, if Zoro got rid of Kitetsu, or even if he gives back Enma, if it means that he got a replacement sword like made by Tanguyama or whatever, right? I'd be cool with that, but I don't think that's the way they're gonna go.
Because we already know Tanguyama's the one who forged Kitetsu the Third.
Yeah, and Waruichi Monji, right?
No, the person who forged Wado Ichimonji is the same person who forged Enma.
Oh, Enma, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm not
Hitetsu and his line made the Kitetsu blades, the one that he's holding that has like the banana leaf sheaths.
Yep.
But I used to like the idea of Zoro getting a sword forged specifically for him, and it being graded in like the Owazamono grade. But that was before we got all of the extra time travel bullshit, and Wano wasn't what we were expecting. Which, in all honesty, why did Oda make it so Wano isn't what he told us it was? Why get rid of the swordsman just because Kaido took over and Orochi's a piece of shit? If anything, Kaido respects strength, so why wouldn't you keep it that way and integrate those strong samurai into Kaido's crew?
Well, they're very prideful. They wouldn't want to join him. Obviously, all the samurai that were left on Wano have decided to rebel against him.
But remember, Kaido prides himself on breaking the spirits of those types of people.
He's trying to break Kawamatsu, right?
Kawamatsu spent the past like 20 years sitting in there.
Yogoro didn't break either. Yogoro was, kind of broken, but
oh my god.
So I mean, it's not easy to break a samurai.
But even still, like, he even gave us Kinemon and all of them.
But let's be honest, the samurai aren't even that strong. They're not even that strong.
That's because we only have remnants of Old Wano and we don't have Old Wano itself.
Bro, gifters take out these samurai, man. Come on.
Oda showed us what Old Wano was like. I would have liked to have swordsmen from there. Those prideful people who will give somebody millions of dollars.
Hyped up the samurai like they were crazy, man. And we got like 3 strong samurai. It's like, come on.
I mean, compare any average samurai to any average Marine. I think that average samurai is taking that average marine 100 times over.
I mean, like if the for example, if Kaido wasn't in control of Wano, and let's just say Odin was still around hypothetically, and the Marines brought an admiral and a couple of battleships to Wano, they're fucking Wano.
No, I'm sorry, Odin's taking that admiral. I'm sorry. Kaido openly admitted if you didn't let your emotions and become the good person that they turned
This was younger Kaido. This was pre-time skip Kaido.
But even still, he told him if you would have progressed, if he would have continued to progress, Odin would probably be the strongest person in the series.
Odin was already at the end of his travels. You're here, but was with Roger and stuff. By the time he got back, I don't.
No, by the time he got back, the reason he was weaker is because he became a nicer person.
I don't think Odin was
what? Zoro, the age-old question. How many admirals does it take to take out an emperor? Not counting Aokiji or Sakazuki. Because I think they're a step above your normal admiral. How many admirals to take on a Yonko?
I don't think one admiral's taking on the Yonko.
Okay, that's all I needed. Oh, you almost hurt my soul, Zoro.
Yonkos are stronger than admirals. It's in my eyes, I think it's pretty clear. I mean, I'm just saying.
Wing in the chat says, Zoro, Wano with Odin is slaughtering the Marines, right?
Nah, I mean, like if there's a buster call, for example, on Wano, right? And then you get like a Marine, an admiral there with the buster call. Well, the buster call brings a bunch of vice admirals as well, if I remember correctly.
They have 5 vice admirals. 5
vice admirals. I think 5 vice admirals can handle a lot of like the scabbard types.
Okay,
and then the admiral takes out Odin, and then you're good. The rest don't matter.
Let me pose something to you. Let me give you something. If Tashigi can redirect cannonballs,
get the fuck out of here.
If Tashigi can redirect cannonballs, out of my face. If Tashigi is capable of redirecting cannonballs, do you think that Wano under Odin, their normal samurai would not be capable of this?
Bro, they don't even have a proper navy. They can't even defend themselves from cannon fire.
If they're on the shore, they can redirect
their boats. Their boats were like old wooden boats. They haven't got real boats. They're getting bodied by the admiral. Their technology is trash.
Flying slashes, bro. The boat doesn't. The boat doesn't matter.
Samurai capable of flying slashes. Fine.
Denjiro, as far as we know, is the only one who's able to cut.
Momonga by himself is taking out all the scabbards.
Hey, whoa there, whoa. Momonga only got his hype in filler, sir. Filler.
Excuse me, Momonga. Hold on. Preventing himself from being turned to stone by Boa.
That's just being smart. That's just being smart. I'm not gonna let my lust take over. So, chink, I'm focusing on the pain.
That was badass as fuck, man.
Yeah, it was smart. It was smart, but it says nothing to his.
Look, I want a Momonga.
Good in Marineford. What did he do in Marineford, Zoro?
He did some shit in Marineford. Okay. Look, I don't want to hear any Momonga slander. That's not why I'm here.
All right, let's get back to why we are a hero.
Ice admirals, 5 of them with the admiral and a bunch of warships. Is enough to take out Wano.
Wano now. But all of the samurai.
Who they got? Goro.
Grampy Hio in his heyday.
So back then we got young scabbards who were too young to fight.
They were beastly. And we got Izo, a gunman, a marksman himself.
This was young Izo. This is back in the past. We're not talking about prime Izo. We're talking about young babies. You good?
Yeah, my phone just started playing If Today Was Your Last Day by Nickelback. What the hell?
Is that a sign? Oh,
If Today Was Your Last Day. No, I don't like Final Destination. No,
and
stop.
Nickelback, I mean, have some self-respect. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Whoa! Sir!
I'm just saying.
Nickelback was my high school band, bro.
I know, but, I mean...
Oh, man.
All right. Going back to the debate, right? Old Wano, they don't have the scabbards because the scabbards were too young at that point. We're talking like
Ashura Doji was still just as much of a force as he was back.
Ashura Doji, but like Inarashi, Nekomamushi were little.
They were still.
Denjiro was a little baby. Denjiro wasn't a fighter that much.
Yeah, they were. Remember,
they weren't dangerous.
Minks are trained to be fighters from the day that they're born.
They're not beating vice admirals. They're not beating vice admirals at that age.
Bro, no.
At that age. I'm sorry. And Vice Admiral was able to cuff Marco and Marineford.
Touche.
That's all I'm saying. Don't sleep on the Vice Admirals.
I don't even think that was a buster call Vice Admiral too, because they have 5 specific Vice Admirals that they designate
like
for
Doberman, Momonga. I forget what the other ones were, but
buster call. I'm gonna look it up now.
I'm just saying that who does Wano got besides Odin? They don't got nobody. Their forces are whack.
The 5 Vice Admiral. Oh nope. On the Spider Zone. That's only Gumo.
That's Oniguma was the one that cuffed Marco.
Yeah, he's one of the 5 Buster Call Vice Admirals. So okay, I will concede to that argument. I will.
I'm just saying. Who do they got though? Is my question. Like Hyogoro's like the only one that's like, oh, he has got Ryo. Okay, maybe he can.
No, we had some notable names that died. We had notable names. Granted, we didn't see them do anything, but we do have names that they said, yeah, they were killed during like the Kaido takeover. A lot of them being Shimotsuki. Some of them being Shimotsuki.
They were killed, so therefore they are strong enough to defend against a Buster Call. And we have no evidence that they could fight, but we're just assuming that they're strong even though they were murdered.
All a Buster Call even does is just fire cannons at an island until the island sinks.
What does the island have against cannons? They don't have cannons of their own.
Wano, they're on an elevated plane. They would be bottlenecked.
If it wasn't for Kaido, Big Mom would have sailed right up that waterfall, no problems. The Marine would do the same shit.
They would be bottlenecked coming in, and it's only 5.
Now we're talking about terrain. Oh, because the terrain is there, they wouldn't be able to do anything.
And how would they even get past those storms?
One thing. They didn't say, oh, we're not going to go into Wano. We can't afford to invade Wano because of the terrain. They said because of the samurai. Samurai was the reason, not because water's scary.
So are you gonna take the word of the previous Fleet Admiral and the current Fleet Admiral?
Because they're ignorant. They're ignorant of what actually is happening on Wano. That's the only reason why they haven't attacked.
I will concede that they're ignorant.
And this is a hypothetical that Kaido is not there. So
I will concede that they are ignorant. But that ignorance also goes against it, because they don't know if Odin is alive or dead. So they had to presume that he is alive. That's one of the reasons that they're not going, is because they fear Odin by himself. Just Odin. They fear just Odin. The entire Navy fear Odin the same way that they fear Rayleigh. We're not going to send our forces over there because there's no point. We can't afford. We need to come up with a foolproof strategy before
Rayleigh's
we do.
A different story. Because Rayleigh's goated, but Odin,
obviously, bro.
But Rayleigh over Odin. Let's be honest.
Thank you.
I mean, is it controversial to say that? I thought it was pretty obvious.
Depending on who you ask and what Discord on what website, you will get crucified for saying Rayleigh over Odin.
I think people put a little bit too much credit on the fact that Odin, he was messing Kaido up and whatever, but this was a young Kaido. We don't know how strong he was at this point, right? You know, he wasn't the Kaido we know today. He's obviously gotten a lot stronger since. Even physically, looks much more intimidating. So,
and to say that he would be anywhere near the Pirate King's right hand. I mean, the Pirate King fought him and like 5 other people along with Whitebeard at a younger age, and they lost.
And keep in mind, like Kaido wasn't even in his hybrid form when he was fighting against Odin. People could say, for plot reasons that didn't happen, but like he wasn't even in his strongest form when he lost, quote unquote, against Odin, right? Or was losing. So he obviously wasn't at his strongest. So I'm just saying, Rayleigh is obviously the right hand man of the Pirate King.
I feel like
so
Kaido
more respect.
I feel like Kaido would have gone into his hybrid form because remember he did kill the old lady with Bon Clay's Devil Fruit because he said, "Yeah, you interrupted my fight. I wanted that to continue." And he
murked her, but he didn't need to go to hybrid and murk her.
Yeah, he didn't need to go. I'm saying that if that fight would have continued, I feel like Kaido would have gone into his hybrid form to continue it.
But they were fighting already for a long time.
Oh yeah, what people don't realize that there was a fight that was happening between those two before the scar. Right. Moving on from that now, because we've already been going for Jesus Christ, An hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, 'cause I do got like 20 minutes. I gotta go do a GLC today.
Yeah. Oh shit! And trust and believe I will be in that chat. Bounty predictions. Reverie. The aftermath of Reverie, and the state of the world post-Wano. I don't know where we should start with this because this is actually one that I really did want to talk to you about because I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this, especially considering the shit that Zoro might get posted. Oh my god.
Well, we've already talked about like who we think he's gonna fight against.
Absolutely. King, CP0 being there, so like there should be no discrepancies in bounty increases. CP0 is here.
On Twitter, I posted maybe a month ago, or maybe it was a few weeks ago. I don't remember. Time is weird with me. Basically, a Zoro prediction for his bounty, right? And my thought is, if he does end up defeating King and it's a fair fight, here's what I posted. I posted Zoro's bounty post-Wano ? And I had 3 options, and the chat can vote if they want to. I said, do you think it'll be around 500, 900 million, around 1 to 1.2 billion, or more than 1.2 billion? And it was actually really close between the 3 options. But my guess is around 1 to 1.2 billion. That's probably where I'm seeing myself. If it's more than 1.2 bill,
what is Zoro's bounty currently?
Currently it's 320. He's 10 million behind Sanji. That's a big jump. That's a big jump.
It is.
But understand, if he defeats someone with an over $1 billion bounty, and he does so in a seemingly fair fashion, assuming it's a fair fashion, it's a one-on-one, which I'm going to assume.
Yeah.
Then he should have a higher bounty than King, and King has over $1 billion, right? So it depends how much King has, right? If King's like around 1.1, if Zoro gets 1.2, I think that's fair because he beat the guy.
I want to agree with you. I want to agree with you because I do think it'd be close to. I think it'd either be $1 billion or close to $1 billion or a little above. But my only thing is that I'm a big believer in Oda staying consistent with his bounty increases for Zoro specifically. And every time Zoro has gotten a bounty increase, it has always been, it's always been double what he currently has. But I don't think it's impossible for Oda to break that trend. But I would like for Oda to stay consistent with it. But personally, I do believe it's going to probably be a flat billion. I do think that Zoro is going to have a flat billion by the end of Wano.
It also depends if CP0 is aware of the fact of what Zoro did on the rooftop. Because if it's confirmed that he permanently scarred Kaido, I think that also adds to his bounty as well. Yeah, I mean the double link thing does make sense, but understand that Zoro, didn't get an increase the last time that bounties were increased because he wasn't in Whole Cake. So he didn't get that Morgan's bullshit power up.
That doesn't make sense to me though. Like, why didn't the rest of the Straw Hats get bounty increases because they weren't there? But in Dressrosa, when Luffy went up to 5, everybody's bounties went up by 100 million. But the people who weren't there only went up by something like 30 million or something like that.
Right. Exactly.
But we get to Whole Cake and they do something way crazier than what they did in Dressrosa. But only the people who participated got bounty increases.
You would think that the captain getting an increase would have everyone else see increases as well. I don't know. I'm not Oda, so I can't tell you that. But my thing is, if you beat someone and they're worth a certain amount, it makes no sense to me to have a lower amount than that person.
And
it just doesn't.
And let's just say
it doesn't.
Let's just say real quick on the Sanji slander, it took 2 bounty increases just for Sanji to get a measly 10 million above Zoro.
Hey man, look. You know, normally I would revel in the Sanji slander, but you have to understand I'm a better man now.
I'm not.
No. I like Sanji, believe it or not. I know it might sound crazy, and I might contradict myself. I don't like the slander as much as I used to.
I love Sanji.
I've taken a step back from the slander. I'm trying to do better, right? And it is, the whole thing is funny. It's entertaining, but the back and forth. I've seen so much of it, man. I've been through it. Me and Cole have had many battles throughout the years.
Oh, I remember you, Cole, and I think it was Matt B sitting in the restaurant, and Cole saying the blasphemy. Sanji right now, mid-diffs kid, mid-diffs, and that's me being generous. I cried.
Oh man, and people would believe that up until recently. That's kind of wild, That's kind of wild to me. But hey, teach their own.
Somebody in the chat, I can't find shit. Where did it go? Archilian. I apologize if I'm butchering your name, but he just made a good point. Zoro went from 60 to 120 to 320. It's not doubled. It's not doubled. Okay.
There you go.
Zoro, my bounty prediction for him is 1.1 billion. 1.1. Either between 1 billion and 1.2.
I want to see 1.2, 1.25. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yep. There we go.
Yeah, that's me. And then give Sanji, if Zoro gets 1.2 and Sanji beats Queen, then, have Sanji have a higher bounty than Queen.
I would put do we have Queen's confirmed bounty or no?
Yeah, it's over 1 billion. I forgot the exact amount. Let me.
I'll pull it up. Queen.
I'm pretty sure the exact number. It's 1.3. Ooh, 1.3.
1.3.
So maybe Zoro goes to 1.5 in that case.
I'm still gonna put Zoro at somewhere between 1 and 1.2 because
King's bounty's gotta be like, ooh, if Queen's is this high, then King's is even higher. That changes things. I forgot about Queen's bounty.
I would still put Zoro between 1.1 and 1.2, maybe 1.3. But Sanji, I think I'm comfortable with him having a clean 900 to close to 1 billion.
Look, man, you got to understand, I think this could be another scenario where, because of the danger of the Strats is rising, if they defeat Kaido, right? If Kaido, which they are, then defeating Yonko, that's going to raise Luffy's notoriety even more, especially if, the news of their getting more poneglyphs and stuff is something that they learn as well. I can see the Strats getting some crazy increase.
You don't think that the world government would try and keep that under wraps? Well, with Cobra talking about the world,
they don't have to announce that to increase their bounty. They just got to increase their bounty, right? You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised Zoro gets 1.5 and Sanji gets 1.35.
I wouldn't go as high as 1.5 because every time Zoro's bounty goes up, his new bounty is always close but never as high as Luffy.
Oh, this is different. This is endgame stuff, man. We're approaching endgame. Oda can't afford to be incremental at this point. He can't. How many more bounty increases are you expecting to see? After this one, maybe one more?
Maybe? After this, maybe one. Because in all honesty, Oda came out and said, once you get to 300 mil, it's hard to go up. Luffy came out of the time skip realizing, hey, I went to 400 without even realizing it. Took out another warlord. It went up to 500. Went into Big Mom's territory. Didn't even beat Big Mom. Technically, he didn't even beat Katakuri. They just said somebody said he did.
Fake news Morgan,
They just said he did. And they gave Luffy all of the credit for organizing that whole assassination attempt. And then he went up to 1.5 billion. A billion bounty increase.
That's what I'm saying, from just defeating a first commander. So is it crazy for Zoro to get also 1.5? Beating a first commander?
You know what?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. Luffy, I think after this, if Luffy does get, because honestly, I don't think that Luffy's gonna get a lot of credit for taking out Kaido, but I do think that someone else is going to actually kill Kaido. When Kaido is down bad, down and out, reaching out for Big Mom's help, and Big Mom's like, fuck you, I'm going to get your poneglyph and try and kidnap Nico Robin. Somebody else is going to stand on Kaido's chest and go, you can't be left in this world. Shink, head off.
CP0 or Blackbeard or something?
CP0, Blackbeard. Those are the likely outcomes. What I would like to happen is for it to be Kid, and hear me out, just because Oda has said he has had long-term plans for Kid, but Kid has had no real hype or substance behind him, rather than just... he's ruthless. Okay,
true.
Kill Kaido, let him walk through Wano and show CP0 Kaido's head and let him get that hype. Luffy still got credit. Luffy still got most of the credit for fighting Kaido, for beating Kaido, but Kid is the one who fucking murdered him. That's where I stand with it.
I can live with that.
All right, yeah, because we're gonna try and blitz through some of this because I know you got to go, Zoro.
Yeah,
the Reverie.
11 minutes, 12 minutes.
Reverie Aftermath. I've already spoken on it. That I think that Cobra speaking on the poneglyphs and all of that.
Cobra's dead.
Yeah, they confirmed. They confirmed there was a confirmed death, an attempted assassination, and a whole bunch of other shit. I believe the confirmed death was Cobra, the reason of which, and I know we shit on the anime about it not being canon, but the anime focused a lot on Alabasta when they got the information that somebody died.
Yeah,
we got a lot.
Cobra died. We know it's not Vivi.
If Vivi died, Luffy's turning the ship around and he's headed straight for Mary Joie.
My assumption is, or my guess is, what they try to do. Like we had the whole situation with Eam, with the different posters of different people. I think that they decided to go after Vivi, for whatever reason, and Vivi was going to be the one killed, but Cobra intervened. Sabo ended up saving Vivi, and what ended up happening is they printed that Sabo and the revolutionaries were responsible for the assassination of Cobra, and that's what was posted. That's why everyone was freaking out, like Sabo.
Okay,
and
but
Vivi.
let me ask you this: if that's
Vivi was kidnapped, and they said Vivi was kidnapped.
Yeah, but if that's what was posted, then what did the world government want to change? That Morgan said, "Fuck no, I'm not going to change it."
That I'm not sure.
Could it be something about Kuma? Because remember, the revolutionaries did
Kuma,
want.
Yep. And then Bonnie was there too. Bonnie was there as well. Looking to help Kuma. So it could be a Kuma thing.
I'm interested to see where they go with that, because if
maybe they didn't want to post about the warlord system being abolished. Maybe something like that. So that the warlords weren't aware of it happening ahead of time. They weren't able to prepare.
Mihawk had his 2020 vision on. He told Perona, "Yeah, you want to go look for Moria? Go ahead. Don't catch a cold. Something's about to happen."
That was an adorable scene.
Oh man,
bro, I have an unreasonable love for Perona. I love that character. I really do.
I'm still not.
I really do.
Fan
I
of
like
Perona.
Character. I know she's annoying, but it's part of her charm.
I like the goth girl.
Part of her charm.
I like the goth girl.
It's not even about that. It's not even about that.
Zoro.
Stop thinking with your dick for a moment.
Come on now.
It's not even about that. I'm not saying there's not elements of that I like, but I'm just saying, like, the reason why I like her character isn't even necessarily about the looks necessarily. I like the personality. I think she's a cool character. She's interesting. She's quirky. She has like unique features to her that I think are entertaining to watch. And I liked her relationship with Zoro when he fell on Thriller Bar. And that fight with Usopp was actually pretty cool.
That actually was kind of funny.
I like the fight with Usopp. It was one of the better kind of fights, quote unquote, in Thriller Bark. It's probably my second favorite fight outside of the Zoro one. Because no one cares about the fight with Sanji and the invisible prick. What was his name? I forget his name.
He's dead now. Who cares?
He's dead. Yeah, he's
dead.
The sexual pervert battle. Yeah.
Oh my! I hated that fight so much.
That shit is so trash.
I
reread that recently, and that shit's trash for Sanji and for that dude, bro. It's like, wow.
For Sanji to get his devil fruit without having his devil fruit kind of makes me angry. It kind of makes me angry.
I don't really care about all that, but the lead up into, you gotta understand, for like people gotta reread Thriller Bark, because the lead up to that was like, oh, this guy, he fucking, I know his name, but it doesn't matter. He kidnapped,
Absalom.
Nami. Absalom. There we go. Kidnapped Nami, and Sanji hears about this. You think like Sanji's getting all pissed because he kidnapped Nami and he did all these disgusting things to her. He gets pissed. He goes over there, and the reason he's mad is because he took his devil fruit, not because Nami was being fucking like utilized in such a disgusting way. It was like, bro, like, not the time for that, Oda. Not the time for that, bro. Not the time.
Gon said, "You guys just gonna skip Jinbei's bounty increase? Come on now, Jinbei.
He's gonna be over $1 billion too.
If he doesn't go up, if Jinbei doesn't go up to over $1 billion, I'm expecting him to not get much of a bounty increase because he came. No, he came in before we even went to Onigashima. He has to get bounty
incredibly high, and you have to understand he was a warlord, so his bounty was frozen. We didn't see his unfrozen bounty after
unfrozen bounty. Yeah, they have to reassess his bounty, and then given the events of this, hell yes. Like look at Mihawk.
Jack is over $1 billion. He's over $1 billion.
Look at Mihawk now. He was at half chub thinking about, oh, they're coming after me again. I can't wait for. Oh, how many ships did they got? Oh, they didn't send enough. The thrill
to be chased.
The thrill of the hunt. Mihawk, in my opinion, if Mihawk is revealed with a bounty, with his new bounty being less than $2 billion, I'm gonna be kind of upset. That's just me. He's the world's greatest swordsman. Zoro. Because we're running short on time, and I just got a text message from my family, I gotta get going soon too. So we can skip the last topic and just go into the closer.
Sure.
Next arc predictions. Obviously, Elbaf is on the table, but aside from Elbaf, do you think that we're going into some type of transition arc? Like maybe
we're gonna need a reprieve.
Yeah,
this arc has already. With this arc, when it's all said and done, is gonna be the longest arc in One Piece history. And traditionally, when it comes to Oda and his patterns, when we have incredibly long arcs like we did with Dressrosa, there needs to be an arc to kind of catch our breath before revving up. I know obviously Oda is in a rush to finish things, and we can see that in the way he's writing, but there needs to be some sort of reprieve. Obviously, there's still going to be important stuff happening, so I think Elbaf might be a Zoe type arc, maybe longer, but at the same time have like the same, not as much crazy intense stakes as much as we saw, in this arc, because this arc is a climax to, a slowly building plot, a slowly building kind of conflict, I should say, between what happened in Punk Hazard to what happened with Doflamingo. Everything's been building to this moment. So after this, we can't just jump into chaos right again. Can't do it.
Honestly, because after Wano, we don't have a set destination. I do believe that we are going to follow the log posts, and somebody even just said it. Somebody even just said it in the chat. Straw Hat, hey, the next island, it may actually, one of the islands that we're pointing to may actually be Whitebeard's home island, the island that Marco came from. That cooldown may actually be us having that party that we wanted to throw for Jinbei that Luffy said, we're going to hold off on it. Yeah. Going there, we got Jinbei, possibly Momonosuke, possibly Yamato, possibly Tama, possibly Carrot. Yeah, possibly all of these 5 possible candidates. We're going to be celebrating more than just one crew member. It's going to be like after Water 7. After Water 7, we got the return of Robin and Usopp plus Frankie. This is going to be a party to rival all parties. And I don't think Luffy visiting Ace's grave is going to be an emotional moment to the point where he's like waterfall tears. No. I think it's going to be a lot like the party they had in Kokoyashi, where they're partying. Luffy goes to Ace's grave. He smiles. I did love you, but thank you for fucking loving me. And Luffy leaves a sake cup just like Sabo did, and he goes back to party, leaving Ace with his drink and just like Nami when Bellemere pushed her the fuck out the door, Ace is sitting at his grave and he toasts that sake cup. Luffy looks back in the sake. I can envision it.
I see it in my mind. I like that a lot.
I miss Ace so bad. When we got that confirmation that Roger's sword was called Ace, I was so fucking pissed. Like, okay, if Luffy is
his son after a sword, that's crazy.
Luffy is a hand-to-hand fighter through and through.
Yeah.
Ace had a knife that he never used. Let Luffy have this sword. Just let Luffy have the sword. Here's the Pirate King's sword, and it's what his brother was named after. Just let him have the fucking sword. Give him the sword. I don't care how bad of writing it is. I don't care what kind of implications it has. Give him the sword. Just let him have it.
So I don't need that, but I see what you're coming from, but I don't need that. I'm good. I'm good on that. But
for me, it was either that. It was either that or a bounty hunter arc for me, and I've all but given up on the bounty hunters, bro. I've all but given up.
I can see that. Oh, for sure. But yeah, man. I'm excited for what's to come. Obviously, Oda's we're in the end game now. It's happening, bro, and it's gonna be great. We're gonna have a lot of great discussions. You gotta have me on again, man.
Hey, absolutely. For sure. If we're having chapter discussions, you're always welcome to just hop in. No questions asked. As a matter of fact, I'll send you the link to the Discord at some point today. I try and do these. I try and do these every chapter break. Somebody that I want to get on for my next one, that it'll probably be pretty difficult, but I'm gonna try. But Zoro, thank you for coming through. I'm gonna replay the Reverie trailer.
Having me.
Thank you for coming through. I know you got to get going, so we're gonna end it here. Thank you to everybody who came through in the chat. I think at one point, Jesus Christ, we had 50 people in here at one point. I'm mad I didn't notice that. Thank you everybody for coming through. Zoro, thank you for coming through. I will see you at the Reverie on July 17th.
I'll be late, but I'll be there.
Oh, you think I won't be late? Thank you everybody. Come through. Subscribe to ZoroFanboy124 or ZoroFanboy Reacts. His Twitter is ZoroFanboy124. ZoroFanboy Reactions. I apologize. His His Twitter is ZoroFanboy124. Subscribe to my channel. Come through on the Reverie, and I will see you guys later. Peace.
Yeah. Have a good one, guys.
Dude! This is what I want! Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about what is the greatest One Piece theory of all time.
The Owazamono.
I'm so happy I finally got Enma!
Surprise, motherfucker. We love theories. Come on, spin me a story, asshole.
It's kind of like when you think about the possibility of, you know, Big Mom and Kaido just like banging. It's not at all what you want to think about.
Mommy milkers. Mommy milkers.
Oh! Oh my god, I think I broke the chair.
He needs some milk!
Coach, how do you think the Kaido State Warriors are going to prepare for the next game?
What, like a magic 8-ball? Does this look like a magic 8-ball to you?
You go work on your f***ing shot. So when Brian throw the motherfucker, you make it.
How do you start the first quarter off with 30 points and then go over 20? How?
You only need to know me.
You're that guy, pal. Trust me. You're that guy.
I want Kara to join. Straight up. Not Kara. Oh god, no. Oh god, what have I done?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. Carrot. I'm gonna be straight up with you, bro. I don't give a about Carrot. I really only like Nakamushi and Inu.
You know, the person who talks 90% of the show, maybe we should have the better mic. Well, I am the host.
So do y'all think there will be a small redemption arc for Carrot and Wano or afterwards?
I've accepted that Kinemon is going to be one of the stronger people we encounter in Wano. He's a very strong, clever man.
That is incorrect. Big Mom is actually the sexiest woman alive.
In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my top 10 waifus in One Piece. She was beautiful in pre-time skip. She's beautiful even now.